Arizona Cardinals fly east Week 13, have to try and take those broken wings and learn to fly again.
Sixth consecutive victory by the Seahawks over the Arizona Cardinals.
Not going to be easy to live so free, as it were. On the road in Minnesota, Vikings roll in on a 4-game win streak.
The Minnesota Vikings win it in overtime.
Skoll breathing a huge sigh of relief multiple times last week, actually. Don't lie, you thought it. Oh crap, he's hurt. That green team, they may not need their quarterback. No, not that again. Sam Darnold was fine. Threw 2 touchdowns against the Bears, no interceptions, 330 yards, a 115-plus rate, 100-plus rate, 5 of his last 6 now.
Wide open at the 20 is Hockenson.
Minnesota's offense good for 30 points. They're 9th in the NFL at 24 a game.
And that's a touchdown for Jalen Nailor.
They take on an Arizona defense that's playing good ball as of late, held Seattle to 16 points in their loss. They've held their last 3 opponents under 17, which has been the case 4 of their last 5.
That ball was deflected by Roy Lopez.
Their secondary a tough draw right now. Held Geno Smith to 1 touchdown, picked him off, low 90s rate.
Picked off by Garrett Williams.
Weeks 9 to 12, they're holding quarterbacks to a 76 rate. Can they come up with another 5-bag pass rush shopping trip? The outing pushed them to 12th in sacks for the year.
4-man rush. Smith is down.
Darnold was dumped 3 times by the Bears. His pressure rate faced for 2024 on the high side.
Darnold is snowed under and sacked.
Cardinals DBs battled DK, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Tyler Lockett last week. Smith and Jigba scored on them 77 yards, Metcalf 59 yards. They've given up a rate close to 100 to the position overall. In comes JJ and Jordan Addison. Jefferson was dealing with an elite cornerback who had help last week, just 27 yards, allowed Addison to eat 162 yards into TD.
He's got Terrell Smith on his back, and he still makes the catch.
Plus, TJ Hockenson comes in off his best game of the year, 114 yards.
Leaping grab, TJ Hockenson.
Aaron Jones, always a threat as well. Quiet through the air versus Chicago, loud on the ground, 106 yards, 4.8 a run and a score.
Jones to the end zone, touchdown.
Cardinals rush defense he tangles with held Kenneth Walker to 2.6 a carry, better showing than normal versus running backs.
It's a loss of 4.
Speaking of rush attacks, Arizona's deserted them last week. 49 yards on the ground, James Conner 8 yards, 7 tries, Murray 9 yards, 2 jaunts.
He's able to evade the pressure down to the 4.
Understand, their run game has been central to their success, so they need to spark it up this week. Without it, they only put up 6 points versus a Seattle D that wasn't especially strong, snapped a nice offensive run they were on prior.
Launches it away.
Vikings defense did allow Caleb Williams to rush for 33 yards, 5.5 a run, but they held DeAndre Swift to 2.3 a carry, holding runners to 4.3 for the year. Get to say holding because the average is 4.4.
Swift with nowhere to go.
Didn't keep Chicago from scoring, though, late especially. They're 5th in points per game allowed in 2024 at 17 per game. Last week, 27. Let the Bears score all 3 red zone trips.
And the Bears take the lead.
Same deal with their pass defense. Murray facing a D that's holding quarterbacks to an 81.6 rate, 6th lowest, gave up a 100-plus rate to Williams, 340 yards, 2 touchdowns, and they didn't pick him.
Defensively, you have an opportunity for a big negative play, and he creates something.
Murray last week, no touchdowns, got picked off by Seattle, so his rate was sub 80.
Off target to Kobe Bryant, and there goes Kobe Bryant with a house call for Seattle.
He also threw for 285 yards versus the Seahawks. Connor at least provided 41 receiving yards.
People just bounce off this guy.
Marvin Harrison, 47.
Harrison just working the quick slant route on Reek Woolen, and Marvin Harrison ate him up.
Michael Wilson, 54.
I mean, that's like a Willie Mays catch. No way. Holy, wow.
And their star last week, tight end Trey McBride, 12 catches on 15 targets, 133 yards, 70-plus yards, 3 of his last 4.
Impressive grabs on a consistent basis by McBride.
Then there's the pass rush situation on this side, which could be problematic for Kyler, who was sacked 5 times by the Seahawks.
The Seattle defense imposing its will.
Again, keep in mind their pass protection had been top shelf prior, but they're still top 5 in sacks allowed, taking on a Minnesota pass rush with the 3rd most trips home to see mom, dropped Caleb 3 times, Andrew Van Ginkel with his 9th, Jonathan Grenard with 2, giving him 9.
He takes the sack.
Cardinals Vikings, let's rewind to 1995. This was a good one. Minnesota went to 4 overtime games that year. Warren Moon, 4 touchdowns, no picks, 340 plus yards. Jake Reed, a touchdown, 96 yards. Chris Carter, 2 touchdowns, 150 plus yards. But Arizona's Dave Craig sends this one to extra time with a 4th quarter TD pass. In that extra frame, Moon hits Quadre Ishmael for a 50-yard TD. Minnesota wins it 30-24.